Should sex work be legal in the US? Why or why not? Edit. Please don't take this comment as gospel. I'm just a third-year psych/economics student. Just because I wrote a paper does not mean I'm an expert. This comment is expressly just my opinion based on the facts that I've read. I guess this what I'm writing about in the middle of the night, but I actually did a research paper on this topic a little while back. Places that have legalized sex work have seen a sharp decline in reports of sexual assault among both street workers and regular women. In Rhode Island, they accidentally legalized prostitution for 6 years, and during that time reports of rape dropped 31%. In places like Australia, the Netherlands, and Nevada, where they have legal brothels, reports of sex crimes in the general population have also decreased between 30-40% in the first few years, and 25% in the years after that. There's also a similar decrease in rates of STD transmissions, due to the health screenings and enforced condom use that customers have to go through at brothels. I've read a few papers attempting to disprove these facts, but their methodology seems flawed because they tend to interview registered sex offenders rather than the general population, so there's a question of if the men being interviewed have an unnatural proclivity for sexual violence compared to normal people. The biggest concern with legalizing sex work is human trafficking. A lot of experts argue that legal brothels will need women to work, and if they can't fill the best legitimately, then they'll do it however they can. This seems like a reasonable fear, but there hasn't been enough research into the topic. From what I've researched in the past for school, a lot of the arguments against legal prostitution seem flawed and nitpicky. I'd say the social benefits outweigh the cons, and prostitution should be legalized. https://prostitution.procon.org/questions/would legal prostitution better protect prostitutes from violence/ https://www.econsta.uw/bitstream/119/148,419,470.pdf https://www.google.com/amp/s/www.washingtonpost.com/news/1/wp/2014/0/7/17/ When Rhode Island accidentally legalized prostitution, rape and ties decreased sharply. %3 output type equals amp. I've lived mainly in Australia and New Zealand, and prostitution is legal. Nothing bad happened when the law changed. It took sex workers off the street and into legal employment, which is safer and more regulated. Trafficking did not suddenly become more common. It's a good thing. Technically it is legal as long as you film it and just pay for the video, so then it is porn, which is fully legal. George Carlin put it best. Why is it illegal to sell something that is perfectly legal to give away for free? Selling is legal. Fucking is legal. Why is selling fucking not legal? Exclamation. It should be decriminalized, and there should be laws put in place to protect sex workers. I mean, yeah. It's already happening, might as well put it under health and safety regulations. Edit. Holy shit, this blew up. Didn't expect to wake up to all this! Exclamation. The government is pretty good at fucking me already. Yes, and it should be regulated by the government to make it safer. Yes, because it's nobody's business. Also, it would be more regulated, and pimps wouldn't have so much control. By making it legal, and putting health regulations on it, it could actually be a fairly decent job for some individuals. Plus, of course, the government would tax it, so it would be a fairly decent source of revenue. At the very minimum, it should be decriminalized. To be sexual is human, and prostitution has existed for all of our history. Humanity is like one giant insecure individual. We can't accept and embrace these parts of who we are for some reason, and it only causes pain. There is nothing wrong with wanting another human's touch, and it could very well prove to be a valuable resource one day, if we embraced it in a positive manner. Edit. I'm not justifying prostitution simply because it's sold. I keep seeing that come up. I'm simply saying it's obviously been a part of human society for a long time, and most likely isn't going anywhere, so we may as well regulate it, and make it safe for those who take part. It's legal in Victoria, Australia. Workers have monthly STI tests, and certificates to prove they have had the tests. We support workers through outreach organizations, and we have legal brothels. We also tax money earned. This is a good system. Not perfect, but good. Support, not criminalization. Is it not? It is legal here in NZ. Generally speaking, yes. If the person is of age, is of sound mind and body, and partakes in the activity voluntarily and under no duress. The problem is, how would you ensure that a person is doing it under duress, or not? Either physical, economic, addictions related, etc. Unfortunately, the devil is in the details. Here in Finland, at least as I understand it, it's legal to sell sex, but not to buy. It sounds dumb, but there's a logic. It's seen that, if you're selling sex, you're at the bottom, and punishing you can't help you. However, if you're buying sex, you are abusing a person who is in a very bad situation in their life. Edit. Okay, apparently people can't read. I never said I thought this way. I don't have a strong opinion on the matter, I just stated this is how and why they do it somewhere else. I should have phrased it better though. I understand that there are sex workers who genuinely enjoy their job and wouldn't trade it. However, there are also sex workers who are selling sex as a last resort, and the law is there to protect them. Yep. Historically, prostitution laws were designed to keep women dependent on men. Even in 1750, if you were a sex worker, you had control of your own life. Yeah. BC, I don't like having to break the law every time I want to get laid. Yes, but some rules. Condoms only. Monthly sexual checkups. Must pay taxes. There are some serious repercussions that no one seems to mention. By creating a society where selling your body becomes one of the best options for, mostly, women to get money, you create a very bad society. To name a few of the issues. Selling intimacy creates a distorted population, see Japan. Economical disbalance between people having normal work and sex work. Less incentive for women to study meaningful subjects or become erudite. Strengthen gap between men and women. Just take a look at what prostitution did to countries like Thailand and Laos. There's quite a large percent of shop owners and landlords there who earned that money through a couple of years in prostitution. I don't think that it sets a good precedent for an economy to be built on these morals. Women can earn so much through prostitution for their entire family that it's estimated that up to 14% of the GDP of those countries is from the sex industry, and it might honestly be even higher, as for many tourists one of the draws of the country are its sex workers. Another example is Japan, where it's estimated that 10% of women in their 20s have appeared in the sex industry. I want women to study and bring something meaningful to societies, instead of serving men. I don't inherently have anything against the industry, and I support people having the freedom to choose what they want to do. It is something, however, important to understand what the repercussions for society at large are. I'd only support this if everything earned through this is put straight back into education. Education obviously providing more options of success for people prepared to get downvoted to hell. It is an unfortunate reality that many sex workers join the industry not because they want to, but simply because they need to make ends meet. It should be decriminalized, not legalized. Legalization creates means-testing barriers for entry, much like in other industries, in the form of taxing, licensing, and further regulation that allow aspiring sex workers trying to make ends meet to be manipulated by pimps that can sort out all the paperwork for them. Decriminalization gives more autonomy to sex workers to decide the terms of their own employment under *legalization. Sex work is controlled by the government and is legal only under certain state-specified conditions. Decriminalization involves the removal of all prostitution-specific laws, although sex workers and sex work businesses must still operate within the laws of the land, as must any businesses. Edit. Legalization is the ideal end goal, but decriminalization is a better stepping stone for sex workers in the meantime. The industry will always persist, regardless of legislation, so decriminalization currently seems to be the best option for harm reduction for sex workers.